Hi dear friends, today we are going to practice some important indirect questions normally asked in your board examinations from the chapter Polynomials. But before start doing all these kind of problems, I want all of you to study the basic concepts of the chapter. Basic concepts means the definition of the polynomial, classification of the polynomial, and to calculate the zeros of the polynomial. In the case of zeros of the polynomial, you studied a linear polynomial and quadratic polynomial. In the case of quadratic polynomial, you studied a particular method, splitting the middle term method. So that is one of the most important areas in this chapter. You should know how to split the middle term of the polynomial and then how to factorize them and how to find the zeros. Then after calculating the zeros of the polynomial, we are naming them as alpha and beta, and the standard form of the quadratic polynomial, as you know, it is x square plus bx plus c. So you have the coefficients a, b, c and the zeros alpha and beta, and there you studied a relation connecting all these things. Alpha plus beta, or sum of zeros equal to minus b by a, and product of zeros alpha beta is equal to c by a. But I don't want all of you to simply by heart the formula, but you have to practice more and more problems. Then only I want all of you to attend this session and practice the problems we are doing right now. Okay? So my dear friends, practice more and more problems, then everything is going to be very easy. Okay? So I welcome all of you to this final session of the chapter. So the very first question is, calculate the zeros of x square plus 2 root 2x minus 6. So what is the difference in this question? If I am asking, you can say, sir, the coefficient of x in this particular question is 2 root 2, which is a radical number. So far we have done so many problems where our coefficient means all the coefficients, like coefficient of x square, coefficient of x, or the constant term, everything, all the coefficients were integers or fractions. Okay, so this is the very first question where our coefficient is a radical number. So before solving this question, I want all of you to recollect something you studied in the 9th grade. For example, suppose I am asking you to add 5 root 2 and 3 root 2. How will you add? Two terms are given to you. The only thing is that you have to see whether the radical are the same or not. I can see this is root 2, this is root 2, they are like terms. I can say when they are like terms, what I have to do, I will just operate the coefficients. 5 and 3 are the coefficients of these two terms. So I will add this 5 and 3, I will write the answer as 8, and I have to write the radical as it is. So the answer will be 8 root 2. My friends, this is not a new thing. You have studied all the basics. Like suppose I am asking you to add 5 apples and 3 apples. What will be your answer? The very first thing you have to check is whether these are like terms or not. Yes, they are like terms. This is apples, apples. So what you will do, I will simply add the coefficients 5 and 3. I will get the answer as 8, and I have to keep the variable as it is. That's why our answer is coming as 8 apples. The same procedure you have to do here. So 5 root 2 plus 3 root 2 means I will add the coefficients, okay, 8 root 2. That's the answer. So in this particular question, we have to think in the reverse order. Means I have a number here 2 root 2. I have to split into 2. Okay, I have to split this given number as 2 parts. So what is the thing you have to understand? When I divide this 8 root 2 into 2 parts, what I was getting, 2 numbers or 2 radical numbers itself, means 2 of them should contain the radical in this particular case. Okay, if the answer is 8 root 2 means the 2 terms should contain the radical root 2. That is the only thing you have to keep in mind. It means when you write the sum and product in this particular question, what you have to do, sum means suppose you want to calculate the sum of the 2 numbers you wanted to calculate. Okay, anyways, so sum equal to 2 root 2. So suppose you are calling the numbers as maybe some m and n, or a and b. Normally we are writing as a and b. So I can say a root 2 comma b root 2 is equal to how much? 2 root 2. This is the meaning of the sum. Normally we were calculating two numbers a and b. Okay, here also a and b you have to calculate. The thing is that a root 2 and b root 2 are the numbers you wanted to write. Okay, so this is the sum and what will be the product? Product equal to, product equal to coefficient of x square equal to 1 here. This is 6, so 1 into minus 6, the answer will be minus 6. So what is the meaning of this minus 6? What are the numbers? Don't think that a and b are simply your numbers. Your numbers are a root 2 and b root 2, right? So the meaning is that when I multiply a root 2 and b root 2, you will get minus 6. It means, do you know how to multiply a root 2 and b root 2? Yes, when you multiply, I can say a into b is ab, and root 2 into root 2 is how much? When you multiply root 2 with root 2, your answer will be 2, right? So ab into 2 becomes minus 6. It means ab equal to minus 6 divided by 2 becomes minus 3. Okay? So in the question it was actually minus 6, but finally it is reduced, or the product of a and b is equal to minus 3. And what is the sum of these two things? A plus b. A plus b should be equal to how much? A plus b should be equal to 2. Because when we add two radical numbers, we are keeping the radical root 2 as it is. So when I add a and b, I should get 2. That is the only difference in this particular question. Now you find out the factors satisfying these two conditions. Means when you multiply two numbers, you should get minus 3, and when you add those two numbers, you should get 2. So how can you find out? As I told you, I am rewriting the product ab equal to minus 3. I want to find out the factors. Minus 3 means 1 and 3. One of the numbers should be negative. So which number should be negative? For that I have to see the sign of the sum. Sum is a plus b equal to 2. What is the sign here? That is positive. Sum is positive means that positive sign you have to give to the bigger number. Bigger number it is 3. So this should be plus and the other number should be negative. So minus 1 into 3 I will get minus 3. When I add minus 1 and positive 3, definitely I will get positive 2. So what are your numbers? That is minus 1 and plus 3. So in terms of minus 1 and 3, I have to split this particular material. So but when you write down the splitting, you should be very careful. I will show here. X square 2 root 2x I have to divide in terms of minus 1 and 3. So minus 1 means I don't have to write 1, but I should write 1 root 2. Means your numbers were a root 2 and b root 2. Your a is minus 1 and your b is 3. So minus 1 root 2 means 1 root 2x. The other is 3. So positive 3. So 3 root 2x. This is the only thing, my dear friends, you have to understand. When you get the two numbers, you have to write along with the radical root 2. And there is one more thing. This is the other thing. Your number is actually containing radicals. So when you multiply the products, so you have to write it as a root 2 into b root 2 equal to minus 6. From where you will get a into b is equal to minus 3. So in fact, you are getting a different answer as the product. Am I right? As per the question, it was minus 6. But in fact, finally when you are solving, you are getting ab is equal to minus 3. This is the only difference in this particular case. So minus 6 equal to 0, because you want to calculate the zeros. So you have to equate it to 0. So I have two terms. Rest of the thing is the same thing. You have studied, you have learned how to calculate the zeros. So what is common here? X into x minus root 2. So the common thing is x. X square is there, minus root 2x is there, x common I kept outside. Then plus 3 root 2x minus 6. So plus what is common? Sometimes you may feel that nothing is common here. This is 3 root 2x, this is minus 6. 3 is common. Anyways, you will write 3. Is there something else common if I am asking? Definitely, my dear friends, in this case you should know that this root 2 is also a common. Sometimes you will tell me, sir, in 6 I can't see any root 2. Yes, there is root 2, means I can write 6 as 3 into 2. 3 into this 2, if I want, I can rewrite it as root 2 into root 2. So the number 6 contains the radical root 2. So I can say that 3 and root 2 are common in this case. So what is left here? X is left here, minus is minus only. So the number was 6. Out of this 6, what I kept outside? I kept this root 2 and 3. These two things I kept outside. Then what is left? Root 2 is left. Okay, so root 2 is left equal to 0. Okay, my dear friends, as I told you before, what is the factor you are getting here? The same factor should also come here in this case. Okay, but when you keep the common thing outside, you should be very careful in this particular question. 3 root 2 completely is a common factor. Okay, so now I have two terms, 1, 2. So what is common in this case? X minus root 2, x minus root 2, those two are the same factor. So I am keeping it outside again. So what is left? X here left, then here plus 3 root 2 equal to 0. Okay, now equate separately each factor to 0. X minus root 2 equal to 0 means I will get x is equal to positive root 2. From here x plus 3 root 2 equal to 0 means x equal to plus 3 root 2 I am taking to the other side, it becomes minus 3 root 2. These are the two answers. But the only thing is that in this particular question the radical number was there as a coefficient. That is the only difference in this particular question. Just practice, just note down everything and understand the concept, mainly the numbers, the factors calculation procedure. Okay. Now one more similar question. Calculate zeros of x square plus 4 root 3x minus 15. So this is the question given to you. So as I told you, again the coefficient of x is a radical number here. What is the radical here? It is root 3. So we can start now. Sum equal to 4 root 3. 4 root 3 means I know that the numbers are a root 3 and b root 3. Okay. So when I find the sum, I should get 4 root 3. And what about the product? Product is minus 15. So what is the meaning? Minus 15 means when I multiply a root 3 and b root 3, I should get to minus 15. So I know that root 3 and root 3 when I multiply, I will get 3. So ab into 3 becomes minus 15, means a into b equal to minus 15 divided by 3 means minus 5. Okay. Now this is the product, and what is the sum? Sum, if you want, you can write it as sum over here. Okay, I am writing a plus b. The sum is equal to a plus b. When I add this a and b, when I add, how much I should get? I should get 4, because when we add, we are keeping the radical as it is. So the sum of a and b should be equal to 4. So a plus b, the sum equal to positive 4 and the product equal to minus 5. Since the product is minus 5, one of the numbers should be negative. So which number is going to be negative? For that I am checking the sign of the sum. The sign is positive here. So if the sign is positive, that particular sign you have to give to the bigger number. Bigger number is 5. So this is plus and this is minus. Okay, when we add minus 1 and plus 5, definitely I will get a positive 4, and then when I multiply, I will get a minus 5. So this is the logic. So based on these two numbers, we are going to split the middle term of the given question. So how should I write? X square only. I have minus 1. Minus 1 is the coefficient, means minus 1 root 3x. Okay. Along with this coefficient, you have to write the radical. See, a root 3 and b root 3 are your numbers. And a is equal to minus 1, b is equal to positive 5. That is the meaning. Okay. So plus 5 root 3 x minus 15 equal to 0. My dear friends, just make it fast. So x is common, x minus root 3 plus I have two terms here. What is common? Again, as I told you, 5 root 3 both are common. So starting the bracket, x minus, what should you write here? As I told you before, the same factor will be there also. So you can blindly write it as minus root 3 equal to 0. But my dear friends, you should know the concept, because when I multiply this 5 root 3 with this positive x, I will get 5 root 3x and getting it back, no problem. And when I multiply this 5 root 3 with the root 3 minus root 3, right? How much I should get? 5 into root 3 into root 3 becomes 3. So 5 into 3 becomes 15. Minus is there, minus 15. Yes, minus 15. I am getting back. So your answer is, completely correct. So now I have two terms again. X minus root 3 is common. So what is left? X plus 5 root 3 equal to 0. Take individual factors and equate it to 0. X plus 5 root 3 equal to 0. So your answer is x equal to root 3 and x equal to minus 5 root 3. So the answer is x equal to root 3 and x equal to minus 5 root 3 are the zeros of the given polynomial. This is a polynomial given to you. Just try to understand, my dear friends, and do it by yourself. So before moving to the third question, I want all of you to recollect the formula you studied in your 8th grade and 9th grade, which is the identity. What is identity? A plus b the whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Actually, this is sometimes needed in your chapter polynomials. Okay, what I am asking you here, just keep the term a square and b square here only on the left hand side of the equation and take this 2ab to the other side. So what will happen? I can rewrite it as a square plus b square equal to, already there is a plus b the whole square minus 2ab. Why we are learning? I don't want you to by heart this formula, because this formula can be derived easily if you know the formula a plus b the whole square. Okay. So why I am asking you to understand this thing? Suppose I am replacing a with alpha. So a square means alpha square. Okay, this b I am replacing with the beta, so I am writing as beta square, and in that case what will be this one? This will be alpha plus beta the whole square minus 2 alpha beta. Okay, my dear friends, we know that alpha and beta are the zeros of a polynomial. Normally we are giving the names as alpha and beta for the zeros of a polynomial. Sometimes they will be asking you in the examination, a polynomial will be given to you and they will ask you what is the value of alpha square plus beta square. So how can we calculate? Once a polynomial is given to you, we can't directly calculate the value of alpha square plus beta square, but we can calculate the value of alpha plus beta and alpha beta, because we know that alpha plus beta means the sum of the zeros, and we studied a formula alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a, and alpha beta product of zeros equal to c by a. What is this c? A, b and c are the coefficients of the particular quadratic polynomial. Am I right? So a polynomial is given to you means you can simply write down the values of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. So if you know all these two values, you can directly substitute into this equation and you will get the value of alpha square plus beta square. This is the basic thing. We are going to do the problem, but try to understand the concept, my dear friends. Okay, so this is the thing we wanted in this chapter. Sometimes these kind of questions will be asked in the examination. So this is the first formula, and what about the second thing? Again you have studied what is a plus b the whole cube. My dear friends, don't misunderstand that this a and b are not your coefficients like ax square plus bx plus c. This is the general term, the general expression of a quadratic polynomial, right? You can see a here. This a is the coefficient of x square and this b is the coefficient of x. Don't think that this a, b are equal to the formula, the a and b in this formula, because this is a general formula you have studied in 8th or 9th grade. This is actually separately we are calling as the standard form of a quadratic polynomial. This a, b and that a, b, everything are not the same thing. Okay, but we have learned in this way. If you want to replace this a and b with some m and n, okay, no problem. You can simply say m plus n the whole cube, no problem. Okay, but from the lower grade itself we were studying like this. That's why I am writing as it is. Okay, don't misunderstand this a and b with the a and b or the coefficient of your x square and x in the general expression of a quadratic polynomial. Keep in mind. Anyways, Now I have a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube equal to a plus b the whole cube. You have learned a formula like this. So what I am going to do now, I have second term 3a square b, third term 3ab square. I can see that there are two terms common, right? So what I am going to do, I am writing a cube as it is plus what is common here, 3 is common, a square is here, a is here, then what is common? A will be common. If there are two different powers of a variable, then what is common means the lowest power will be the common. Here a square, here a, so what is common? A common. Here b is there, b square is there, so lowest power is b, so that will be the common thing. So 3ab within bracket, what will be the 3a square b, okay, 3 is outside, 1a is outside, b is outside, so what is left? A left in this term. Plus is plus only, 3 kept outside, a kept outside, in b square I kept a b outside, so what is left? B is left. Okay, so plus b cube equal to a plus b the whole cube. Now I am asking you, my dear friends, keep this plus a cube here and b cube here and take all the other terms to the RHS side of the equation. So what will you get? A cube is here plus b cube is here will be equal to, on the RHS side already I have a plus b the whole cube. I am taking this plus 3ab to the other side, it becomes minus 3ab into a plus b. And why I have written this formula, my dear friends, and now I am asking you, replace a with alpha, so I can say this is alpha cube, replace b with the beta, so I can say beta cube equal to alpha plus beta the whole cube minus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta. Okay, why? Because sometimes they will be asking you a question like this in the examination. They will be asking you what is the value of alpha cube plus beta cube. Definitely a polynomial will be given to you. Okay, all the coefficients will be there, means a, b, c, all these things will be given to you. They will be simply asking you what is the value of alpha cube plus beta cube. So in order to calculate this value, we should know this formula. Why? Because this is the connection between this alpha cube plus beta cube in terms of alpha plus beta. See, alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Alpha plus beta you can directly calculate from the given question. Alpha beta also you can directly calculate from the given question. Then you can calculate the value of alpha cube plus beta cube. Okay, it's a very simple thing, but this is in fact mandatory to understand how we are rearranging the terms. Okay. So now moving to the third question. If alpha and beta are the zeros of p of x equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. So this is the polynomial given to you and they are asking what is the value of, evaluate means you have to calculate the value of, first of all, 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta, secondly alpha square plus beta square, and third alpha cube plus beta cube. Okay, we can directly proceed. Before that I am rewriting the polynomial p of x equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. My dear friends, first of all write down the coefficient. I know that a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 5 and c is equal to 6. Why I am writing all these things? Because I know that the question is to calculate 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. So alpha square plus beta square. So definitely I know that alpha plus beta, alpha beta, all these things are needed. For that I should know the relation alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a, all these things. That's why I am writing all the coefficients. You understand? Anyways. So alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a according to the formula we studied. So equal to, I am substituting minus, is the minus in the formula. So what is the value of b? B is equal to minus 5. My dear friends, very careful, be very careful about the sign. Divided by what is the value of a? 1. So minus into minus become positive. So it becomes positive 5 alpha plus beta. And what is the value of alpha beta? Alpha beta equal to c by a means 6 divided by 1 equal to 6. So I know that the value of alpha plus beta equal to 5 and the value of alpha beta equal to 6. Okay, keep all these things here. Now, what is the very first thing? Are they asking you to calculate alpha plus beta? If they are asking alpha plus beta, definitely we know the answer is 5. But they are asking 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. So this is one of the problems where you are going to make the mistake. Normally students, how they will do, okay, I want to calculate 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. Sometimes students may think, sir, alpha plus beta equal to 5 as per the relation, okay, and sometimes they will say, sir, therefore 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta equal to 1 by 5. They will think alpha plus beta equal to 5 means 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta means reciprocal. So they will take the reciprocal of 5 and they will write the answer 1 by 5, which is completely wrong, my dear friends. Okay, you are not supposed to proceed like this. This is the reason why I have given a particular session for the basic mathematics. Okay, I hope all of you watch the video. Anyways, 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta is the thing we have to calculate. As I told you before, this is a fraction. You have to treat this particular term as a fraction. 1 by beta is another fraction. So I have to add two fractions where the denominators are different. If the denominators are different, definitely I will have to proceed with the cross multiplication. I will multiply 1 into beta plus 1 into alpha divided by product of the denominators alpha and beta. So my dear friends, what is the meaning of this beta plus alpha? Beta plus alpha means alpha plus beta means that is the sum of the zeros which we calculated here as 5 divided by what is alpha beta equal to 6. See, the answer was 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta was actually reformed as alpha plus beta divided by alpha beta, and then we substituted and we got the answer as 5 by 6. If you have written the answer as 1 by 5, do you think these two are equal? No, definitely your answer was not 1 by 5 but it is 5 by 6. Okay, now the second part, alpha square plus beta square. Do you remember just before we have written a formula? What was the formula? Alpha square plus beta square was equal to alpha plus beta the whole square minus 2 alpha beta. Don't worry, I don't want any of you to by heart the formula, but when you practice, when you write down the actual formula, means alpha plus beta whole square or a plus b the whole square equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square, just write down the formula, rearrange the term 2-3 times, then everything will come automatically, no problem. So alpha plus beta whole square means what is alpha plus beta? 5 square minus 2 alpha beta means 2 multiplied by what is alpha beta, that is 6. So 5 square equal to, okay, I'll write here, 5 square equal to 25 minus 2 into 6 is 12. So how much is 25 minus 12? This is going to be equal to 13. See my dear friends, if you know this relation alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta, that is the thing, alpha square plus beta square. If you know this relation, everything is very simple. Okay, now what is the third question? They were asking you to calculate alpha cube plus beta cube. What was the relation we just wrote? This is alpha plus beta the whole cube minus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta. Am I right? Okay, now substitute. What is alpha plus beta the whole cube? Alpha plus beta equal to 5. So I have to say 5 whole cube minus 3 into what is the value of alpha beta? Alpha into beta equal to 6. And then I have to multiply. Bracket means multiplication. Alpha plus beta. What is alpha plus beta? Again it equal to 5. So how much is 5 cube? 5 cube means 5 into 5 into 5. 5 into 5 is 25. Again with the multiply with the 5 you will get 125. So 5 cube equal to 125 minus 3 into 6 is 18. 18 into 5 when you multiply you will get 90. So 125 minus 90 you will get it as 35. See, again I am saying you, I don't want you to by heart this particular formula, but if you know what is the formula you have to keep in mind. As I told you before, the formula is, I am writing here, a plus b the whole cube equal to a cube plus 3ab into a plus b cube. This is the basic formula you have studied in the 9th grade, and this is the formula I want you to keep in mind, because from here if you keep this a cube and b cube here and when you take to the other side, definitely you are getting this formula back. So moving to the first question. In fact, this question was asked in 2020 Cbse board examination. Okay, what is the question? The value of lambda for which x square plus 4x plus lambda is a perfect square is dash. So what is the meaning? Do you understand? The meaning is very simple. You have to calculate the value of lambda. So they are asking the value of lambda is dash. So what is the condition? This is the condition given to you. What is the condition? For which a polynomial is given to you. This is a quadratic polynomial. In the quadratic polynomial, the constant term is not given. Okay, this constant term they are calling it as lambda. Sometimes they will call as k, sometimes they will call as c, like that. Okay, so here they are calling as lambda, and this value you have to calculate. So what is the condition? They are saying this particular polynomial is a perfect square. So what is the meaning of this perfect square polynomial? So very simple, I will give you one example. Suppose I am asking you to factorize or to find the zeros of this polynomial. What you will do? Okay, you will split this middle term. Okay, you write the sum, product, everything, and finally you will get the two factors as x plus 2 and x plus 3. Am I right? Okay, when I add 2 and 3, I will get the coefficient as 5. When I multiply 2 and 3, I will get 6. So this is fine. So x plus 2 and x plus 3 are the factors. My dear friends, are these factors same? X plus 2 and x plus 3 are not the same. It means they are different factors. They are different factors means I can say that this particular polynomial is not a perfect square polynomial. So then what is the meaning of perfect square polynomial? Suppose I am writing as x square plus 6x plus 9. Okay, and I am asking you to find out the zeros or to split the middle term of this polynomial and find out the factors. So you will write sum equal to 6 and product equal to 9, and okay, sum 6 product 9. Okay, you will get the numbers are 3 and 3. And finally when you solve, finally you will get x plus 3 and x plus 3. My dear friends, you got two factors. What about these two factors? Definitely these two factors are the same factor. So it means I can rewrite it as x plus 3 the whole square. Am I right? X plus 3 the whole square equal to x square plus 6x plus 9. My dear friend, this is in fact your a plus b the whole square. What is a plus b the whole square? A square, x square, 2 into a into b, 2 into x into 3. 2 into x into 3 is how much? 6x. And plus b square means 3 square, which is equal to 9, right? So this particular polynomial was actually expressed as x plus 3 the whole square. It means I can say this particular polynomial is a perfect square polynomial. Okay, so you have to keep one more thing in your mind. If a polynomial is a perfect square polynomial, then can you tell me how many zeros will be there for that particular polynomial? This polynomial is a perfect square polynomial, then try to understand how many zeros will be there for that particular quadratic polynomial. My dear friends, x plus 3 and x plus 3 are the factors, right? So how can you find out the zeros? You will take this factor and you will equate it to 0. You will get the answer as x equal to minus 3 from here. From here you will get the same answer, no? Minus 3 and minus 3, same values, right? So how many zeros are there? You don't have to write separate values. You can say x equal to minus 3 is the 0 of the polynomial. It means you will have only 1 zeros. We have studied a quadratic polynomial will have maximum 2 zeros. It means sometimes it will have 2 zeros. See, from here you will get 2 different zeros. Here x is equal to minus 2 and x equal to minus 3 are 2 zeros. Okay, here you are having 2 zeros, but in this case you will be having only 1 zero, x equal to minus 3. Okay, so sometimes a quadratic polynomial will have 2 zeros, sometimes it will have 1 zero also. Okay, so you have to understand all these things. Everything is completely connected. Means a perfect square polynomial will have only 1 zero. You just note down this point in your notebook. Okay, so anyways, this is the meaning of perfect square polynomial. One more thing you have to write in your notebook. A perfect square polynomial will be in the form, either in the form of a plus b the whole square or in the form of a minus b the whole square. Am I right, my dear friends? This thing x square plus 6x plus 9 can be written as x plus 3 the whole square or is in the form a plus b the whole square. Okay, suppose my question was like this, x square minus 6x plus 9, then definitely what are you going to get? You will be getting minus 3 and minus 3 here. Okay, if you find out the two factors, definitely you will get the sum equal to minus 6, product equal to positive 9, minus 3 and minus 3 you will get. Finally you will get x minus 3 and x minus 3, and you will say this is x minus 3 the whole square. So if a perfect square polynomial is given to you, finally it can be written in the form of a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square. This is the meaning, my dear friends, keep in mind. And you have to write down 2 points. The very first point is that a perfect square polynomial will have only one zero, and second point, a perfect square polynomial can be expressed either in the form a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square. In this particular question, it is x square plus 4x plus lambda. So it means this polynomial can be expressed in which form, either a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square. Definitely, since the middle term is a positive one, I can say this can be expressed in the form a plus b whole square. Instead of a, I have x because the expression is x square, and instead of b, I don't know what is it. See, my dear friends, when you expand this x plus something whole square, okay, I am calling this something as, I don't know what is that, so I am calling as m. I don't want you to write again a, b and get confused, okay. So just introduce any other variable, no problem for that. So when I expand this thing, I know that definitely I will write x square, okay. And what will be your middle term? I know that this middle term, this is 4x, is going to be equal to 2 into, because I know the formula, x plus m the whole square equal to x square plus 2 into x into m, right? So 2 into x into m. So what is the meaning of, or what is the importance of calculating this m? Because this is the m, I know that as per the formula, definitely this lambda will be equal to square of that m. That is why we are interested to calculate the value of m. Understand? So from the middle term only we are calculating the thing. So I have to calculate the value of m. So I will take this 2 and x to the other side. So 4x is already there. This is multiplication. So it becomes division when I take to the other side is equal to m. What happens? 4x means I know that this is 4 multiplied by x. X and x are gone. 2 and 4 gone. How many times? 2 times. So m is equal to how much? 2. So the value of m is equal to 2. So what is the value of lambda? I know that this lambda is equal to m square, because I know that this can be expressed a plus b whole square. So finally at the place of lambda, what will come? It will be m square. So m square will be equal to how much? M square, or lambda is equal to m square, which is equal to 2 square, and finally it is equal to 4. So what is the meaning? Do you understand? See, finally just rewrite the given polynomial x square plus 4x plus, what is the value of lambda? You got it as 4. So what is this x square plus 4x plus 4? My dear friends, do you know that this is x plus 2 the whole square? Am I right? This is again x plus 2 whole square, means this is a perfect square polynomial. That is the meaning. Okay, so just note down all these points, and you have to keep in mind the unknown, the value of lambda, everything is actually calculated using this particular middle term. Okay, I just introduced a variable m because I don't want you to get confused with the a, b, and I mean this kind of same variable. Okay, so m I have introduced, I calculated the value of m, and I know that this lambda is going to be equal to square of m. Okay, and if you practice these kind of questions 2-3 times, definitely in the examination hall you will be taking maximum 20 to 30 seconds to solve this problem. Why? Because the basic things you have studied in your 8th and 9th grade, the formula a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square, how the expansion is coming when you expand a plus b whole square. First you are squaring the term a square, then 2 into a into b, then b square. That concept you have to understand. Okay, don't simply by heart the formula without any purpose. Okay, so all the best, do well, and see you soon.